Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're having a good day. It is Friday already. I cannot believe it. Time goes by so fast. I hope everybody's doing well again, like I said. So before we get into the video, I just want to remind everybody, if we have any issues with the stream tonight, please be patient. I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. Okay, so definitely, you know, just hang with me. Now the last stream went well. We had no issues, so hopefully we can continue that trend. That would be a really nice thing, but we'll see. Time will tell. That's for sure. So, man, that is like right. Hold on. So let me adjust that light 1 second, guys. All right, that's a little bit better. It was like glaring right in my face. So anyway, we're going to talk about Brazil. We're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff too. I wanted to talk about some interesting things, some interesting information, and we're going to get into all that in a little bit. But I definitely want to remind people that we have, a very family-friendly oriented channel here. So please keep the chat decent. Don't be nasty to each other. No racism, no other nastiness or anything like that. Because if you do, my awesome moderators will definitely boot you out of here. So let's just be decent. Oh, hold on a second. I just wanted to read that comment real quick. It says, good morning to you all from the Loch Ness, Scottish Prepper Mum. Hey, how you doing over there, hon? It's way early in the morning for you. I know that. It's 5-hour difference. So, yeah, it's like midnight for you guys. So I'm glad to have you with us. So, but anyway, so yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot of information, a lot of things that are happening. Parts of New York, parts of upstate New York are starting to open up. I know that other parts of the country are opening up. And so all these numbers are coming out. And I always thought it was follower of Jay. Ed liked your video earlier today. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you what. We'll talk about that real quick. Let's talk about that real quick, okay? With being on YouTube and you put yourself on YouTube, and I just kind of wanted to give people that are thinking about going on YouTube and putting their lives out there really what they can expect. And again, 98% of the people are absolutely awesome. And it really is. 98% are decent people, positive feedback. They want to be helpful. If you make a mistake, they want to be helpful. They're really supportive, the whole 9 yards. Okay. There's always a lot of advice, which is fine. And like I said, and I'll tell you what, I've always said right from the very beginning, I'll take it all in. I'll check it out. If I think that it's, something that I want to do, I'll do it. And then I'll get on here and say, so-and-so said this, and so that's why I decided to do that. Or they say they pointed out that I did this, that, or the other thing wrong, and so I had to change it because they were right. I've always been that way. I am not an arrogant person that thinks I know everything, because I sure don't, okay? But anyway, but unfortunately, there's the other part of it, that 2% of people that they hate you no matter what, just because they hate you. That's what they do, and it's unfortunate, and it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it, and they're going to try to cause you trouble. Well, again, my advice to anybody that would be getting into YouTube and wanting to make videos and stuff like that, make sure your stuff is all squared away, because, if there's anything that they can get you on, excuse me, they're going to try. And that's what they do. That's what trolls and haters and people that can't stand you, they're looking for anything that they can do to try to take you down. That's exactly what they try to do. And so, like I said, it is what it is. I got to deal with it. It's not a big deal. I talked with, the code enforcement guy. Like I said, he was very, very cool. It was very bizarre, right? Here's a concept that I think some people don't understand. We both acted like men, and we had a civil conversation. There was no yelling. There was no screaming or any of that type of stuff. Hey, Colleen, thank you very much for the donation. Let's see. Viking making you chisel like a smoking cartoon behind you. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to try. I'm working on it. I'll tell you what. I'm definitely working on it. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. That's funny. I might not get that 6-pack abs thing ever going again. But if as long as I can look halfway decent and feel better, that's what it's really about. So that's what I'm working on. So, but anyway, like I said, just we had an adult conversation, two men sitting down talking. He talked about what we needed to do to get things squared away, and I went, okay, well, how can we go about this? And that's what we're working on. And I'm not going to get into details because that doesn't matter, and it's really not anybody's business. But I'm going to do what I need to do here, and that's it. And it's not, what, I could jump around and stomp around and scream and holler, but what good is that going to do? It's not going to do any good. So really my advice to anybody, if you're going to get into this and you're going to do this for a living and a lifestyle and those type of things, make sure your stuff's squared away, because people that hate you are trying to find any reason why. Here's the thing is, they want to make you quit. They want to make you quit. I'm going to give you a great example of something, okay? And anybody that's been with me for a very, very long time, I've talked about this before, and I'm going to bring this up again. It's been a long time. Gentleman that I know, his name is Icky Can, was his channel name, okay? And I think his channel's actually still there. I don't think he took his channel down, but he doesn't post any more videos anymore. And he's up in Canada, okay? Well north of Toronto, Canada. So he's way, way up in Canada. Great guy. I've never seen anybody build like this guy built in my life. He moved a building using pulleys and stuff and everything by himself, quite a great distance, and brought it up to his house, okay? Well, he got haters like everybody does. They called animal control, saying he was abusing his animals and stuff like that. And him and I, we still talk occasionally. And, he had told me then, he said, Ed, I don't want to deal with this. I'm not going to make videos anymore because I don't want to deal with it. I can't take this kind of stuff going on. Now, some people can't handle that type of situation. They can't handle the authorities being called on them and every freaking thing else, okay? Again, luckily for me, I am a stubborn PRI, okay? People trying to do that type of stuff, that doesn't dissuade me. It motivates me even more because I'm not going anywhere. So I'm putting that out there just to let everybody know, things happen. You have to deal with them. And you deal with it like an adult. You don't have temper tantrums. You don't scream and holler and throw yourself on the ground, because it does no good. So you deal with whatever you got to deal with, and then you move on. And guess what? Then the people that hate you, they don't win. So if I got on here and got all upset and, what does that make it? Then they win. That's not going to happen. I'm going to do what's necessary. I'm going to get it taken care of, and it's no big deal, and that's where I'm at with that. So, that's what we're going to do. And it's not, like I said, not a big deal, but, it's just people are going to try to cause you problems if you put yourself out there on YouTube. That's the reality of it. Because either petty jealousy, they wish they could be you, they don't have the guts to do what you're doing, or they don't like your lifestyle, whatever the case may be. Maybe they don't like goatees. Who knows? You know what I mean? But whatever the case may be, that's how it goes. Okay. And, you have to live with it, and you deal with the consequences. So, that's, there's an old saying, don't sweat the small stuff. Well, you know what? There's always going to be monkey wrenches. There's always going to be stuff going on. And if, and the funny part is, they've tried everything else. I mean, like I said, I've been swatted. I've had Child Protective called on me twice. Okay. And guess where all those went? Nowhere. Because, they had nothing. Okay. So, my kids were healthy, happy, taken care of, well adjusted, great manners. People are just jerks sometimes, and you got to realize what you have to do. And somebody had made a comment, and somebody had said, karma will get people like that. And you're 100% right. Karma will always get people like that, because what comes around goes around. If you do evil acts to people, it will come back at you. I don't choose to do evil acts to people. I'm not looking for revenge. I honestly say, I don't hate anybody, because I'm not going to waste my energy or time on that useless waste of my time. It solves nothing, and hate only hurts the person who hates. So you know what? If you're cool to me, I'm going to be cool to you. If you're a jerk, here's the best part, and this is the way I deal with idiots and jerks. If you're a jerk, I just don't have nothing to do with you. I'm not going to bother with you. I'm not going to get in your business. I don't care, so to the person that called on him, please get a life and stop being jealous, petty. Yeah, well, I appreciate that, James Osborne. And like I said, it is what it is. I have to deal with it, and we'll deal with it, and that's just how we're going to go. And it's that's just how it is. So anyway, let's get into our other stuff here. Hey, Donna Smith. Ed, they are bullies. Thank you for handling it like a great man. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And you're right, they are bullies. They want to get you upset. And thank you so much for that donation too, Don. I appreciate that. They want to get you upset. They want to rattle you. They want you to panic. And then, and what ultimately they want you to quit is they want you to quit. That's it. I'm not taking this crap from people being mean on YouTube. I'm quitting. Well, I'm not. Because guess what? It's not going to happen. So, and that's if that's all they got, that's all they got. Big deal. I don't worry about it. We just go with the flow, and that's how we do it. So, But anyhow, okay, let's get on with this here. So Brazil, and I want people to remember, because everybody keeps saying, when the warm weather comes, these numbers are going to go down and yada, yada, yada. Okay. Well, they get power from your attention, so just ignore them. You're right. You're right, Carlos Parker. You're right. And that's the best way that you can handle people like that is you ignore them. But like I said, I wanted to make the video just to, kind of explain to people, there's pros and cons of everything. I don't care anything you do in life, there's going to be pros and cons. So, you have to take some crap, but again, it's how you deal with that and it's how you act with that, and, I choose not to act like a petty child, and I'm not going to act like a petty child. So, I'm going to be the bigger man. And why Brazil? Okay, well, we're going to talk about that Baby Doll channel. Or Bad Boy channel. Sorry, I read that wrong. Bad Boy channel says, why Brazil? All right, so let's get into Brazil. I want to talk about Brazil for a couple reasons. Number one, what's Brazil? Let's talk about this a second. Because, well, first of all, everybody's talking about how when it gets warm, the virus is going to die away and it's going to go away. Well, it's warm in Brazil. I don't know if you guys are sure that, that's pretty low down and, down here in South America. It's as low as you can get in South America. So, but the numbers in Brazil are going up, okay? They're going up. And actually, let me just... okay, so Brazil has 218,223 cases of the virus, okay? An increase today alone of 16,857. Now, their deaths for Brazil are at 14,817, all right? The new deaths for today was 887, which was I believe a new high for them. And then recovered is 84,970. So they had 6,546 people recovered today. Okay. Simple Life Prepper, this virus is not a normal virus. I think it was made, not the flu. And you know what? I agree with you 100%. It's a man-made, it's a bioweapon type of thing. So it's not going to follow the normal paths of what a normal virus does. Usually when it warms up, those type of viruses, they go away, right? We get the viruses that we get here in the United States, generally the flu and everything else. That's a fall and winter type of thing. That's why they have people get the flu shot in the fall for that winter, and stuff like that. Now, I'm not a fan of the flu shot, as anybody that watches the channel knows. And again, I have no intention of getting any kind of coronavirus shot either. Not going to happen. So just putting that out there as well. I'm going to choose to say no. So, yeah, is Mr. Rose in here tonight? Because I know he wasn't in the chat on Wednesday. I just wanted to see if he was here and how he was doing. Follower of Jay, where's little prepper lady been? She just was finishing up school, and so actually I just talked to her the other day, and so I know she plans on making more videos and stuff too, so she should be back on. But let's get back to Brazil, okay? Brazil was never on lockdown. Now it's mass chaos down there. Now the government has lost control of the masses. Well, I know that they're starting to try to implement some lockdowns down there, and that's what I was going to talk about too. Yeah, they've never had lockdowns. And I want you to think about this. Brazil is not like the United States. They're not as advanced medically as we are. Okay, we're probably one of the most advanced, you got some places in Europe, obviously, are probably more advanced medically than we are. But, that's... Oh yeah, the Kawasaki virus. Yep, that's the latest thing getting the kids, and that's an offshoot of that, of the coronavirus, and now it's affecting the children. So there's a lot of stuff going on as far as that goes. But what I wanted to really kind of drive home is the heat's not making a difference one way or the other. The virus is very, very active, and it's growing even with the heat. The high temperatures are not stopping it. Another place that we can talk about that's hot is Texas, right? Let's talk about Texas for a second. Today, again, they had 1,200 new cases of the virus. Now, Texas only has 45,000 cases total. In New York, we got 345,000 cases in New York. But again, that heat is not making a difference. It's not making a difference. Brazil was too cocky about this. That follower of Jay just said that. And they could have been. And like I said, I think, when you're looking at the overall thing with this. So I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I wanted to bring this up today too. Marfugal TV was talking about the UFO in Brazil. Tony Draper, you know what? I did not see that, so I can't make a comment on that one way or the other. I love Marfugal News. Adam is awesome. So again, what I would definitely recommend anybody to go over there, show support to Adam at Marfugal News and subscribe to his channel. Go ahead and tell him the Prepper Nurse 1 sent you. Good channel over there. He's on the West Coast. Obviously, I'm on the East Coast, so it's a different viewpoint from different points. And we have a little bit different channels too, which is fine. I mean, he does something different than what I do, but good people, good guy. Him and Dax are awesome. So, I have nothing bad to say about either one of them at all. How could a virus be heat resistant and not die? Well, Terrence, when you have something that has been modified in a lab, okay, such as this virus, they make it resilient. They make it tougher. And again, it is a bioweapon. It is designed to kill, all right, or injure people so badly that, the people that are recovering from this, and like I said, there's several stories, and I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that. You've had several stories of people that have recovered and said, 7-8 weeks later, they still don't feel right. They don't feel themselves. They're fatigued. They're having breathing issues. Again, a lot of damage to the lungs, the heart from this virus. Okay. So even if you recover, there's still major issues to contend with. Okay. So that's something to be taken into consideration, and people need to think about these things. I just saw a thing today that they were talking about in rural areas where I am, right, out in the country places, that the numbers are starting to go up out in rural areas because people are, they're like, well, I'm not in a city, so I don't really have to, do this or that or the other thing. And so the numbers are going up because of that reason as well. I know, like I said, now, as far as New York goes, New York has it that if you're out in public and if you cannot social distance, which means keep a 6-foot distance from somebody, you have to have a mask on. So a lot of stores have adopted the policy that you cannot shop in that store unless you have a mask on. So, and again, the mask is not always protecting you from somebody else. It's protecting you from giving it to somebody else. So if I'm coughing and I have a mask on, I'm coughing into that mask. Okay. So that's the real reason they want people to wear a mask. You're protecting other people. You may not know that you have the virus. Again, let's go back to something. We're talking about an incubation period of between 14 and 28 days. So if I was exposed yesterday, okay, so here's another point that I was going to bring up too, okay, and I want to make sure I bring this up. So if, let's say I got tested 2 days ago, okay, got tested 2 days ago, I'm negative, I'm good to go, yippee, yay for me, right? But yesterday, I was exposed, didn't know I was exposed, and now I'm asymptomatic. 14 to 28 days goes by, and I've been telling people, well, hey, I got tested, I'm good to go, I don't have nothing to worry about. Now, all of a sudden, now you come down with the symptoms. Again, there's so many things with this virus, there's so many unknowns with this virus that it's scary, okay? They don't have all the answers. And I'm going to bring up another point of something, too, which people keep trouting this out there, and they're talking about different things. And we're going to talk about a couple of those different things. But so The problem that I'm having too, okay, and I'm just going to give the USA's numbers really quickly, and I'm going to use this as an example. All right. So in the U.S., we have 1,472,426 cases of the virus. That's an increase of 25,624. That's in one day. So 25,624 new cases, right? We had 1,679 deaths today. Okay, it's a whole U.S. That takes our total up to 88,144 deaths. All right. Then recovered, we have 259,038 people have recovered. The new people that today was 9,616. So if we add the 9,600 and the 1,600 together, okay, so we got what, 10, 11, almost 12,000. Well, 1,200, 11,200 and something is a number of people that either have died or recovered. But we have 25,000 new cases. Those numbers every day of new infections are going up. We're not getting people recovering or dying at a high enough level of the new cases. Do you see what I'm saying? So we're adding more and more and more onto our system as each day goes by. Problem that I have, all these numbers that, 99 point whatever percent of people are not dying from the coronavirus, yada, 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 okay? So we're going to talk about that for a second too, and I want to break that down to you guys, and I want to see, does this make sense to you, okay? So in the United States, and I'm just going to go with the United States numbers as an example, we have 259,038 people have recovered. We have 88,144 people that have died from this virus. That to me, now if you base it on those two things, all right, we're not talking about the total cases because we don't know what the true number of total cases are, okay? We don't really know what the true number of deaths are, and we probably will never know what the true number of recovered people are. But if we base it on the people that have died and the people that have recovered, that's a whole lot more than 1%, because that's what you got to base it on. Who has recovered and who has died, not how many people have it, because not everybody that have it, is obviously going to die. And depending on what age group you're in, you're at a much higher risk depending on your age group. Hey, A. Atkins, this pandemic is starting to wear on people, civil unrest. Hold on a second. It even caused my governor in West Virginia to drop the F-bomb on live TV. You think it will get worse? I absolutely do believe that it'll get worse. What I think you're going to see happen is because of Martha's in the hospital. Richard Parker just said, what's he in the, I didn't know he was in the hospital. What's he in the hospital for? I did not know he was in the hospital. I had no idea, guys. I'm going to have to make a phone call after the show then. I'll have to call him after the show and find out. Ruptured intestines. Wow, JJ just said. I did not know that. That's bad. That's real bad. Yeah, that's something serious. Intestinal rupture. Yeah, that's not good at all. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a hold of Dax after the show, and I'll try to find out exactly what's going on and stuff like that. That's not good at all. I don't like to hear that at all. I don't want to hear anybody, having issues. Yeah, that's not good. Wow. Diverticulitis. I'm going to tell you what. I just had my neighbor. You guys have probably heard me talk about, obviously, you guys see Greg. His wife is actually in the hospital right now. Diverticulitis, same type of thing, necrotic tissue in the intestine. They had to remove part of her intestines because of the issues that she was having. Now, very recoverable, so that's a good thing. But I hope he's okay. Oh, he's doing a live chat now from the hospital? Okay. Yeah, like I said, Holly Chapman, thank you for that information, and thank you for the donation as well. I didn't realize he was in the hospital, guys. I had no idea. But yeah, if he's got diverticulitis, that is definitely an issue. They would probably have to take out some of his intestines, and then either he may have to have a temporary colostomy bag or a permanent colostomy bag. I don't know how severe it is for him. So, but that's, with my friend, neighbor behind me, she did not have to do a colostomy bag. They just removed part of the intestines and was able to sew everything else back up and stuff like that. So let's yeah, definitely let's keep Adam in our thoughts and our prayers, guys. Anybody that prays, please pray for him. I would appreciate if you guys would do that, because I'm going to tell you what, and I've said this before, guys. Health is everything. If you do not have your health, you have nothing. And think about in a post-event, appendix rupturing would cause it also. Actually, I had my appendix rupture it didn't rupture. They got it just beforehand. I was very fortunate. I was 9 years old. I actually was in the hospital. I think I was in a hospital for 9 days. I went to the doctors. I had been complaining of pain to my mom. When my mom took me to the doctors, they took me to the doctors at 2. I was admitted into the hospital at 4, and they operated on me at 6. My appendix did not burst, but they said if it had, I had so much poison throughout my entire body that it would have killed me. So, yeah, ruptured appendix and diverticulitis are two totally different kettles of fish. Totally. Your appendix is something that you don't need. You don't have to have it. You don't need it to live. You need to have your intestines. So that's he's had a CAT scan. Okay. So anyway, let's hope, let's keep Adam in our thoughts and prayers, guys. I would absolutely hope you would do that. And he is a good dude. He really, really is a good dude, and he's got a heart of gold. Good person. So, I have Crohn's disease and have intestinal bladder fistula, horrible disease. Yeah, I can imagine. Hazel 54. Thank you for that information. Yeah, none of that. Crohn's disease is another bad one. It's not fun at all to have to deal with. A lot of issues with that. So again, health is everything. It really truly is. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. And that's not a good thing at all. So anyway, so let's keep Adam in our thoughts and prayers, and do that. So like I said, he is good people. Guys, we're at 1,100 in the chat. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet for me, I would absolutely appreciate if you would do that to show support for the channel. It really helps with the algorithms. So please shoot that thumbs up. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, also please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon and hit all notifications, so that you get all the notifications. And thank you ahead of time. I appreciate you doing that. And like I said, I like to see the thumbs up number go up anyway. Just, a little game that we've played for a while. So, but again, like I said, it does absolutely help with the algorithms, that positive activity. So, all right. So this I wanted to bring up today, guys. This I thought was very, very important, and I thought we should talk about this. The U.S. Senate voted today, okay, to allow the FBI to look at your web browser history without a warrant. Okay, so what does that mean? More intrusions of your civil liberties, of your rights. Okay, that is an issue as far as I'm concerned. It's giving up more and more of our power as citizens and our rights as citizens, that they are allowed to be able to do that. That's terrible. That is terrible. So they are starting to rob gas stations here due to lack of. I don't even know what you're, Terrence Parker Jr. Lack of Vicone. I don't know what you mean. What? I have no idea what you meant by that. But anyway, so there's a lot of things going on. But what I was talking about before here with the numbers. Okay, let's get back to that. So I was talking about the numbers. So the number of people recovering and the number of people are dying is not matching the new cases that are being introduced every day. And here's the problem too. Again, if you got tested yesterday and you were negative yesterday, does not mean that today, the next day, or the next day, you may be exposed to somebody else that has it, and you may end up being positive down the road. So it's not like, okay, good, I'm good to go. I've been tested. I'm safe. I don't have to worry about it. You will always have to worry about it as long as this virus is out there. And the other problem is these things mutate, okay? The mutation is a horrible, horrible, terrible thing as well. So not good. Oh, I wanted to really, really quickly. I don't mean to get off topic, but we'll get back on topic here in a second, and we'll talk about more of these things that's going on with Brazil. The second largest airline in Colombia is I don't even know how to say the name of it, but they're in bankruptcy right now because of the virus. The second largest airline in Colombia in South America is now in bankruptcy because of the virus. Now, here's another problem that I have, and I'm always going to have a problem with this. When you have CEOs in the United States that are getting ridiculous amounts of money, okay, huge bonuses, making all kinds of money, and the government is bailing them out first. They're not taking care of small business people first. They're taking care of the big business first, because why? Those are the people they send them, give them all that extra money and stuff like that, washing all that, underhanded stuff that goes on. So I know that there was, I'm trying to think, he just stepped down as the chair of the Intelligence Committee. And if somebody knows who that is, if you would throw his name up there, he's a Republican, and he is being checked for insider trading, because he sold all kinds of stocks, like $1.7 million worth of stocks, just before everything came out, that different things that were going to be affected by Richard Burr. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Prepper Now. But yeah, he just stepped down as that chairperson. Now, he hasn't stepped down from his position yet, but he's being investigated for insider trading. There's a couple other ones as well. I think there was 3 or 4 of them that got that information, and then they went and sold stocks ahead of time, and that's what they did. So yeah, but they're all crooked, guys. Politicians just make me sick, to be honest with you. I'm not lying. They just do. Hey, East Tennessee Preparedness, I started prepping because of your channel. Can my channel, East Tennessee Prepper, get a shout out? Thanks, Ed. Keep up the great work. All right, guys. Well, there you hear it. East Tennessee Preparedness is got a channel going. If we could go over and show them a little bit of love, that would be awesome. And so please do that. And thank you so much for the donation as well. Let's see. Zinc vitamins are currently not in stock in local. Hold on a second. I'm gonna read that. Local stores. Contamoon just said that. Yeah, well, zinc is definitely one of the things that you should be taking daily. Zinc, vitamin C, vitamin E. You should be taking those daily right now. Keep your immune systems built up. That's really, really important. Okay, so real quick, guys, before we get into anything else, I want to do this real quick. I got a couple things that came in the mail, and I wanted to show you. Okay, so first of all, the first one here, this came from Mountain Girl. And it is a bust of Odin. Very, very cool. I saw that. I thought that was awesome. So that will definitely go up someplace here in the house. But she knows I'm into the Norse mythology big time. I have Odin on my back over here. So I thought that was very, very cool. So that came from Mountain Girl. All right. And then this box here, let me bring this over. All right, so this is a couple of, and I'm going to pull. These are wine cap mushrooms, okay? And I'm going to show you guys. Let's see. Wine cap mushroom, making a wine cap mushroom bed. This came from Jeff, so it's got easy instructions. But I'm going to show you one of the bags. I got 2 bags, so I got to get them out there, and so that I can do that. So I thought that was very, very cool. So just wanted to share that with you guys, and I wanted to say thank you to Jeff for that, because we will definitely get them going. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was here's dehydrated garlic, okay, and dehydrated leeks. All right, and that, hold on a second, that came from Shireen, and I won't say her last name, but she also lives in New York, and she saw the post about the leeks, and she decided that she wanted to send me some dehydrated leeks, which I thought was very cool. And she also sent me some dehydrated garlic, and the garlic came from her uncle. So I wanted to thank you guys for those gifts. I appreciate that. That is awesome of you. I like to try to, when people send me stuff, I want to always try to, get it out here and share the different stuff and show you guys what I got. So I thought that that was very nice of her, and everybody else as well. And Mountain Girl, Mountain Girl keeps hooking me up, guys. I'll tell you what, she's awesome, awesome person. So anyway, so I wanted to talk about again. So let's see, where were we here? Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about down in Brazil is Banco de Brazil. Okay, Banco do Brazil. All right, they just had a run on their profits down 20%. Is they're afraid they're going to have a run on the bank because of the coronavirus. So that's what they're dealing with down there too. It's spreading pretty rapidly down in Brazil. Again, they didn't have a lockdown. So here's the thing is, and they believe these numbers are being underreported. When you're not getting all the information, when everybody's not seeking medical attention, I'm going to tell you what's happening right now. A lot of people that are having strokes, heart attacks, medical issues are not going to the hospitals. They're not going. Why are they not going? Because they're afraid. Okay, there is a lot going on, and people are scared. And so when they're scared, they're not going to go. Is Mr. Rose in here? Yeah, some people are saying hello to Mr. Rose. Well, I hope you're doing well, Mr. Rose, and I hope your daughter's doing well as well. So, yeah, people are saying welcome back. So I'm glad to see that he's here tonight. And but anyway, yeah, people need to understand. I think that this is a lot more widespread. And again, I don't care how much you get tested. You'd have to get tested every day, basically, to make sure that you didn't have it. That's the only way you're going to find out. Again, as they continue to open things up, like they've done in Texas, the numbers are starting to go up because people are interacting and they're mingling together and stuff like that. I mean, to me, it's scary for people to wake up with random health problems. Terrence Parker Jr., you're right, especially in this time that's what's going on. People are terrified about going to the hospital. Marv said he didn't go to the hospital at first because cautious of hospitals. There you go. Betsy, there's another one. And there's somebody else. Mr. Rose is in the house, Mac said. All right, thank you, Mac. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation as well. But again, there's another great example. There's somebody was concerned about going to the hospital, and so he didn't go, and now his things got worse. And that's happening too, and that's causing people their lives as well. If you have a stroke, early intervention, especially and with a heart attack, early intervention is really, really important. If you are having issues and you go, yeah, no, I'm fine, I'm not going to go, or you're like, well, I'm afraid to go, that can complicate things and make things worse. So people need to think about that. They really, really do. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys, and I get it. And I understand people's, caution about not wanting to go. But if you have something happen, you need to go. You really do need to go. So, that's really, really important. Life is too short. I'm going to tell you what, we only get a short period of time while we're here. Egg. So it's going egg count. Egg count. All right. Well, let's do that real quick. We'll do the egg count real quick. So what does everybody think we ended up pulling in with eggs today? So Google's new terms and conditions changed March 31st. Okay. All right. I'll tell you guys in a second. I'll give you a minute to throw your guesses up here. The very first person that put their guess up here was absolutely correct. Mike Horse, if you went 11 eggs with Mike Horse, you were absolutely correct. See, a lot of people had 11, though. I did see a lot of people with 11. So, but yeah, that's what we pulled today. We pulled 11 eggs today. Chickens are doing great. The little birds are getting way big. Had. So hold on a second. Would you let Buddy out, please? Sorry. buddy scratching at the door, and he will not stop until somebody lets him out. So, but yep. I have not seen any more eaten eggs recently. I've been watching for that. I go out there several times a day. Hey, Vanessa Doe. New here. I'm really enjoying the post. Hello from Boston. Well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate that. And thank you very much for the donation as well. And welcome. Yeah, we're a big family. That's what we are here. We're a big family. And so, yeah, buddy, she just let him out. She's busy talking with somebody. So we probably won't see her tonight. She's been talking with him a lot. So that's how it goes. But what are you going to do? So anyway, she's looking forward to hopefully going back to school in the fall. As of right now, the college just sent out a letter saying that they do plan on having classes, regular classes in the fall. So we'll see how that goes. But she definitely wants to go to school. Go back. So hopefully she's going to be an RA this year. Then what is an RA is a person that is like on each floor they'll have like 2 RAs, which is your resident advisor. Okay, and so if anybody has issues, they go to the RA. And so if she gets to be an RA, and you could not be an RA as a freshman, they don't let anybody as an RA as a freshman, but if she gets to be an RA, it's like 90% of her room and board is paid for. And so I'm hoping that she gets to be an RA. Let's see what we got here. Scottish Prepper Mom. Hey, Ed, got my dehydrator today, but have extra silicone sheets as the holes are too big for peas and sweet corn. But excited about prepping more. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And thank you very much for the donation. And I'm glad to hear that you got that. That's very, very cool. So, yeah, definitely keep going with that. That's an awesome thing. Hey, there he is, Mr. Rose. According to the CDC, 3 days, no symptoms. We are no longer contagious. I went back to work today. Oh, well, that's awesome. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. And I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. That's really awesome. That's really good to hear. And thank you so much for the donation as well. I know people were asking about you on Wednesday. They were like, how's Mr. Rose? Where's Mr. Rose? Is he okay? And I hadn't heard anything, so I couldn't give him information that I didn't have. So I'm glad to hear that you're okay and that you're doing good. So that's awesome. Is this a loop or am I just having deja vu? Probably deja vu there, Rob, I guess. But anyway, guys, I see we're at 1.3 in the chat, and we got 577 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would absolutely ask you to do that, please, to show support for the channel. Again, it really helps with algorithms in a positive way. So if you could shoot a thumbs up to give us support, I would appreciate it. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you very much for doing that. Did you speak on Brazil yet? Grumpy old man, I came in late. Yeah, we were talking about Brazil earlier and how so we'll touch base on that a little bit again for anybody that came in late. Brazil is a very, very hot area because it's in South America. It's a lot farther south than any place else, in South America there. And it is very warm there, and they're having a lot of issues. The virus has been going up exponentially down there. Hey, Rick B. You rock PN1, the community of preppers who are waking up hold on a second. I want to read your comment. Preppers who are waking up all the slackers and new preppers with facts and data deserve our respect and appreciation. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And thank you so much for that donation as well. I appreciate that as well. It's very kind of you. We just need to work together and be smart. That's the biggest thing. We all need to be smart. Hey, Tony L. How come the Kawasaki virus is only showing up in the U.S. and not in other countries? My guess would be, Tony, thank you for that question and thank you for the donation. If I had to guess, I would say we had a mutation here of whatever viruses were, and it started out in New York City, as well. But I think because we had a mutation, and that's why you're seeing that part of it. Or it could be in other parts of the world, it's not being reported. And things are happening to kids, and kids are probably dying there as well, but it's just not being reported. They don't have the reporting like we do here. So that would be, my guess on that. Tony Draper said it's in the UK. Well, there you go. So, yeah, and again, I believe it's a mutation. Um, Mr. Rose said they said all test positive for 30. You'll test positive for 30 days. Wow, that's craziness. Now, the question that I would have: did they let you know if you would still? Well, they're saying you're not contagious. They said if you haven't had signs or symptoms in 3 days, you're not contagious. So, I just answered my own question. But I'm glad to see that you're recovered. I'm glad to see you be able to go back to work. Just be careful because I know you can get reinfected again. So just be very, very careful. And again, the problem is the mutation. That's the issue. When you have this thing mutating and continuing on, that's really concerning. And is it going to get worse when it mutates? Again, we just thought there's so many unknowns. And again, I know that the president was talking about having some kind of inoculation ready by the end of the year. That's realistically unrealistic. Anytime that they're trying to get some kind of shot, you're looking at 12 to 18 months. Okay. I think this thing's going to come back in the fall with a vengeance. I've talked about that before. I think with opening things up, which we've already seen in Texas, you're seeing the numbers go up. That's not a surprise to me. It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. I understand they're trying to get the country going again. I totally get that. But if you open it up too soon and you have a spike in the numbers, now you got to shut down again. Why not just keep it shut down? And if you have to keep it shut down for another month, you keep it shut down for another month. Will it suck? Yeah. Will it hurt our economy? Our economy, guys, is already screwed. It's screwed. Okay. A lot of businesses have closed and are closing that will never reopen. I talked about we have a place, they call it the country store. It's up for sale. Those people are done. They're out of there. Okay. It's very sad. But you know what? Small businesses are not getting the money from the government that they should. Not all small businesses, but a lot of them are not getting that money to help keep them afloat. A lot of that money is going to big business. Big business doesn't need that money. And I was talking about this before, and I wanted to bring this up again. When you have these CEOs that are making ridiculous amounts of money, and when I say ridiculous, I'm talking when you have a CEO that's getting $10 million plus a year, all right, they're not worth that. A great example would be Jamie Dimon, okay? He's a banker. And we bailed the banks out. Remember when we bailed the banks out? Look at the money that guy gets. Go look up his salary. If you don't believe me, go look up his salary. Now, a ways back, people were all up in arms about the CEOs and about what kind of salaries they were making until we were distracted by something else, okay? And then all of a sudden that went away. But you know what? That issue has never gone away. When you have these big businesses and these CEOs and the COO and all those people making ridiculous amounts of money and they keep squeezing the little guys that keep those businesses going, that's an issue, okay? And they shouldn't be getting huge payouts from the government, which is our tax money, all right? Us small fries that make the world go round, okay? They shouldn't be, be getting that kind of money because, again, it's not going to what it should be all the time. It really isn't. And then you know what they're going to do at the end of the day? They're going to ask you to take a pay cut. They're going to ask you to give up your benefits. They're going to ask you to give up vacation time. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to do it because you have to have your job to survive. Again, another reason to get into being as free as you possibly can be. Really, really important. I got off that hamster wheel. Now, when we first got up here, I still worked full time. All right. I work full time trying to get everything going, trying to get things done here. And it's not easy. I'll be honest with you. It's not. Fernesto Hernandez, how long to see the shortages in store? Good question. And thank you for the donation. You're already starting to see some shortages already, depending on what the products, depending on where you are. There's a lot of meat shortages going on right now in different parts of the country. You're seeing other things that are not in large supply, but what you are seeing is you're seeing the prices of everything going up. I had stopped and I got gas the other day, just an example. And on a counter, they had a small bottle this high by that wide of hand sanitizer for $7. All right. That's ridiculous. But I'm sure they were selling them. They were probably selling a lot of them. All right. these things are going on. These things are happening. Okay, prices are going up. The size of containers have been going down for years, and the price wasn't changing. But now the price of things are going up. We have an issue. Again, I would highly, highly encourage anybody that's watching my channel. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you already know what I'm going to say. Put in the biggest gardens that you ever put in before. Get out there and get those canning supplies, okay? Pay CEOs big salaries, overcharge on everything anyway. Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. Hold on a second. Wait a second. To put our company, pay the CEOs big salaries to put our companies out of business. Well, that's what I'm saying. These big companies are getting all kinds of money, and the small fries that truly need the help in this type of situation. So again, let's talk about this real quick. Why is it okay? Why is it okay for Walmart, Costco, Lowe's, Home Depot, Maynard's? Why is it okay for those places to be open, but the small mom and pop businesses can't be? Let's see. Donna Smith. A doctor I read about was infected and said he had COVID-19, was like dengue fever. He has had that years ago. He's on the road to recovery from COVID-19, but still has bouts of illness after 3 months. Bioweapon. Yeah, you know what? And I thank you for the comment. Thank you for sharing that. And again, I do believe it's a bioweapon as well. I've said that from the beginning, and I'm not changed. Nothing has shown me anything different to change my mind on that. Hey, Laney M. The first thing companies did was cut salaries. Exactly. You know, but I'll tell you what. I guarantee that CEO didn't cut his salary. If anything, they gave themselves a raise. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. They take and take and take. And again, at what point, realistically, and I want you guys to think about this, what's the breaking point? At what point is enough enough? At what point are the average citizen going to say, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. So, at Ollie's has sanitizers, 32 ounces for $10 in Indiana. Wow. John just said that. That's crazy. That's craziness. I mean, they're really, you know, like I said, this is a horrible situation. It's not any fun, and I get it. I totally get it. I do. Tony L, to the people of this channel, to be prepared for winter coming. I feel it's going to be bad. I'm going to tell you what, and I don't disagree. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Thank you so much for the donation as well, by the way. Food, folks. Get as much food as you possibly can. Get ready as much as you possibly can. Hard times are coming, okay? I did a video recently. Is this the calm before the storm, right? I truly believe, in as bad as things are right now, this is the calm before the storm. I think things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. The second wave that I believe will come, I think it's going to be horrible. I really do. And we need to be ready for that. Yeah, the 1918 Spanish flu. They had the first wave, a lot of naysayers, a lot of people giving a bunch of hard times, you know, the whole 9 yards. And then what happened when the second wave came? Millions died. Moo Cowboy 55, Brazil is responsible for 25% of the world's food productions. Such products include sugar, soybeans, tobacco, coffee, cotton, beef, chicken, and pork industries as well. Wow, there you go. Thank you so much for that donation, and thank you for that information. Yeah, so when you have something like this running rampant, you look at the beef production places and the meat packing places, and that virus was going crazy through those places. And why did people stay? Because they had to have the job. They had to have the job. They have to work. They have to make a living. It's just terrible, guys. I mean, it really is. And it's like I said, I'm not a gloom and doomer. I don't ever want you to think I'm a gloom and doomer. I try to be as positive as I can be. But again, this is why we prep. We get ready for the unforeseen. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm always going to err on the side of caution, okay? There's a lot of people saying a lot of things about this. I've been called that I'm a shill. And that I'm being paid for what, to say what, whatever they're saying on the news. I don't watch the news. I don't have television, so I'm not watching the news. I'm paying attention to what I see myself, okay? When you have the numbers every day going up, All right, let's do this real quick. Here's a great example, even better example. In the world, 4,483,864 cases of the virus. That's an increase in one day of 70,267. So let's keep that number in mind for a second. Worldwide deaths, 303,825. Again, I believe that's way underreported. Just with China alone, okay, we can get into that's another whole thing, but that's an increase of 3,027 new deaths in one day worldwide. Recovered, 31,340. So the recovered is 1,609,475. So 31,000 recovered, 3,000 dead. That's 33,000, but 70,000 new cases. That's a net of plus 37,000 in one day. That's not getting better. When you see those numbers reversed and more people are recovering or dying, and then your numbers of new infections are going down, and again, let's remember, the country with the best testing so far that has done the most testing is the U.S., and we haven't even done enough. So there's a lot more cases out there than we know about, okay? So again, a lot of very scary stuff going on. Things are not getting better. So if you want to get on there and listen to the numbers of people saying that, 99% of people are not going to, are fine and everything is good, pay attention to the numbers. The numbers alone of dead and recovered, it doesn't add up. That's not 1%. It's much, much higher than that, okay? We need to pay attention. Be ready as you possibly can be. Again, sheltering in place is what we're kind of being told to do right now, right? Get those things that you need to get squared away in your homes. Get those things done. Get as much food, water, supplies, medical supplies, all those things. Get those things now. It's very, very important because I believe, I hope I'm wrong, unfortunately, right along the line so far, what did I say? As they start opening things up, the numbers are going to go up. Now, a lot of experts also said that, okay? So it's not like, oh my God, how does he have such great insight? It's not a matter of that. I'm paying attention, okay? I'm not listening to one narrative or this narrative or that narrative. I'm listening to everything and making, my own educated, if you will, guess on what I think is going to happen. But again, the numbers have gone up with things opening back up. That'll continue to happen, okay? When the second wave hits, which I think it will hit this fall, it is going to be, in my opinion, and I hope, again, I really, truly hope I'm wrong. I think it's going to be devastating, okay? And we need to be ready for that. And if you have to shelter in place and not leave at all and go anywhere, you need to be ready to do that. Hey, Plant-Based Homestead Prepper, thank you again. Received an email at 5:46 that the channel was able to make money. Well, that's cool. Very good. I'm glad to hear that. That's good news for you guys. And thank you again for the donation. I'm glad that we were able to help you, my subscribers and everybody else help you to get to that 1,000 subscribers. And I wish you the best of luck. I hope you have a successful channel. You got to understand something, guys. Every channel out here, I hope is successful. Anybody that's in prepping, anybody that's in off-grid, and I don't care if you're horrible at it. I don't care if you don't put out great content. If you're trying, I'm going to support you. I want us to be a big family where we should be working together. We should be supporting each other, not fighting against each other. You will never see me come on this channel and talk crap about any other channel. I won't do it because that's counterproductive. That does not help anything. So I'm going to be 100% honest. There are channels out there. I don't care for them. So guess what I choose to do as an adult? Do I come on here and talk crap about them? No, I don't watch them. That's how I do it. If I don't like the channel and I don't like what they're doing, I don't watch it. But, they may have a bunch of subscribers. Great, good for them. I will still support them and encourage them and hope that they do well. But like I said, I choose if there's somebody out there that I don't care for. And realistically, there's maybe one or two channels out there that I really don't care for. So I just don't watch them. And that's how I do it, But again, I will always support anybody that is trying to help other people and try to do the right thing. Doctor says if you go until 10 I am recovered, please help. I don't know what you mean, Mr. Rose, when you're saying that. I have no idea what you meant by that, but thank you so much for the donation. So I'm not really sure what you meant by that. So sorry, I don't know. Um, but anyway, so anyway, guys, I see we're at 1.3 in the chat. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you again if you would shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. We're going to go until 20 after tonight, just so everybody knows as well. Again, if you throw that thumbs up, it's good for the algorithms. He's joking. Oh, okay. Oh, go to 10. Oh, okay. I got you now. I was like, what's he talking about? Sorry about that, Mr. Rose. I went completely blank. I had no idea what you were talking about. No, I'm not going to 10. I'll go to 20 after, and that's what we'll do. But maybe we'll have we'll do a night. Maybe we'll do a night. Maybe we'll do a Sunday night at some point. And I'll get on earlier, and we'll do like a 2-hour window. We'll do that. The Sunday nights would be better because more people would be home. So maybe we'll do that at some point. I think that would be fun. We could do a 2-hour show that way. I think that would be kind of neat to do. And then that way, if we did, if I got on at 7 and we did 7 to 9, and did 2 hours, I think that would be kind of cool. So, but yeah, so we'll see about doing that. But anyway, again, for for the thumbs up, guys, it does the algorithms. It's definitely good for the channel, and I would appreciate it if you would shoot that thumbs up. And again, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Again, information came in the chat earlier, and I wanted to mention this again. Adam from Marfugal News is in the hospital with diverticulitis. And so, please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Not a pleasant thing to deal with. And, so definitely, if you're a prayer, please pray for him or keep him in your thoughts. And I would appreciate that. And thank you very much if you would do that. Because I'm going to tell you what, he's a family man. He's got 2 small children, and he's a good guy. He really, truly is. Him and Dax are awesome. And so, definitely please keep them in, keep him in your thoughts and in your prayers. And I would appreciate if you would do that. And definitely, guys, if you're not subscribed over there, go over there and show him some love. Tell him the Prepper Nurse 1 sent you, and definitely subscribe to his channel as well to show him some love. Oh, diverticulitis. Okay, that has to do with like your intestines and stuff like that. What ends up happening is it's called necrotic tissue, and I'll explain that in a second. Hey, Gigi, it will be horrible this winter in the Northern Hemisphere. Most Americans are deficient in vitamin D in the winter, and D helps fight the virus. Exactly, and that's why you got to make sure that you have that vitamin D available when the winter comes, to be taking it every single day. Okay, thank you so much for that donation as well. Okay, so getting back to what I was talking about. Necrotic tissue. Necrotic tissue is dead tissue inside your intestines. So obviously when you eat something, it goes into your stomach, and then it goes through your intestines, and then comes out your colon, and you pass it as a bowel movement. But it has to go through and be absorbed into your system, and the nutrients and stuff like that. Well, when you have diverticulitis, you have issues and you have dead tissue in there. And a lot of times what they have to do is they go in. And now, the advancement of technology now is so awesome. They go in, they cut out part of the dead tissue, get it out of there, and reconnect the good tissue, the healthy tissue, for that person. And my neighbor, and I told you guys this, Chris, and I would actually ask you guys, you've seen Greg, everybody's seen Greg on my channel, guy with the ponytail and the long beard, great guy. They're awesome people. Him and his wife are awesome. His wife is in the hospital right now recovering from diverticulitis, where they did have to take a section of her colon out, I'm saying her intestines out, and put it together. She did not have to have a colostomy bag, which she was really grateful on that. And I would hope that Adam doesn't have to have that either. Scottish Prepper Mom, I want to thank you for your honesty in your videos. They're very helpful, and I'm planning loads tomorrow. You have my undying respect. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, thank you so much for the donation as well. All of you out here, if you're helping yourselves, that's all the thanks I need, realistically. If you're helping yourselves, making your lives and putting yourselves in a position that you can survive whatever's going to happen, that's what I want. That's what I want to see. Absolutely, that's the most important thing to me. It's just like, okay, So I'm going to mention my freeze-dried food real quickly, okay? PrepperNurse1.com, my website. You go on my website, you click on store, it drops down, it says Legacy Foods. You click on Legacy Foods. You can order what they have available right now, and they're getting it shipped out pretty quickly with what they do have available, okay? Freeze-dried food is important to have in your preps. Now, having said that, if you want to do that, it's a great way to support the channel, which I do appreciate because, yes, I get a little bit of that money. And that everything that I get goes to help support the channel, what we're doing here, projects, everything else. But anyway, I don't care if you don't like the freeze-dried food or Legacy freeze-dried food. If you like Mountain House, if you like My Patriot Supply, if you like Augustin Farms, whatever one that you're into, whatever one you like to use, I would absolutely encourage you to get them, okay? I have Mountain House, I have Augustin Farms, I have, Legacy Foods. I don't have any of My Patriot Supply, but I have the other ones, okay? I think it's really important to have those type of foods along with other long-term food storage, because when you have dehydrated food and you're in a horrible situation and things are bad, and you can just add water, hot water, cook that up for 15 minutes or whatever the case may be, and you can have that hot meal, psychologically, that's going to be a game changer. If you're eating beans and rice every day and that really gets old quickly, and you can have something else and a different taste and stuff like that, I think it's a good thing to have in your food storage. Now, I will encourage you to get canned foods as well. I will encourage you to get those beans and rice. Get as much food as you can on hand. Make sure you have plenty of fresh water as well. If you can also make sure you have some way to sterilize water, okay? That's hugely, hugely important, okay? More people are going to die in a post-event from drinking tainted water than any other way. I'm telling you right now that more people will die from that than people will be shot, that people will die from the virus or any other way. They're going to drink bad water. They're going to have diarrhea until they die. And to me, that would not be a fun way to go at all. You get those little microbes in there, you get them, and then you get that dysentery and you're screwed. Okay? You don't want to get that, trust me. You want to stay as healthy as you possibly can. Your health is so important. Guys, I keep saying it over and over and over again. In a post-event, minor things are going to kill people. A scratch that gets infected, and if you don't have a way to treat that infection, people are going to die from minor things that they shouldn't die from. You're going to get an infection in people's teeth, and if they can't get them teeth out and get some kind of antibiotic run through, there's going to be people who are going to die from that. But dysentery is going to be the number one killer. Stupidity is going to be right up there really high as well. People are going to die doing stupid stuff, taking stupid chances. You're going to have mechanical accidents. People are going to be out there. So here's an example. If you've never used a chainsaw and now you got to get out there and you got to get wood and all that type of stuff. Now you're out there, you're trying to use this chainsaw, which you're not familiar with, that you're not comfortable with, and maybe you don't have the right safety equipment. Accidents are going to happen. And people are going to bleed out and are going to die just because they don't know what they're doing. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I got my first chainsaw several years ago, and I went and worked with people that knew what they were doing with chainsaws, and they showed me how to do it the right way. All right, I was very, very fortunate. I wear chaps if I'm using my chainsaw, because I got the chaps because I was by myself on my old property, out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, and I had a kickback with a chainsaw, and it cut right straight through my pants. I was very, very lucky. I did not cut my leg. I don't know how I didn't, but I did not cut my leg that time. The next thing I did, I went out and I bought chaps. And I actually, since I've had my chaps, I had one time, I had another kickback at the knee level of my chaps, and it stopped it. And I had no injury. I had a hole in my chaps, but that's it, okay? Safety equipment, really, really important, especially if you're using those type of things. Accidents are going to happen. It's just like people that don't know how to use weapons properly, okay? If you're going to get a weapon, a lot of people have gotten weapons. April, we talked about this. Gun sales were up 71% in April alone. If you have a whole bunch of people out there that don't know what they're doing and don't know the safety things that they need to do with weapons, accidents are going to happen, and people are going to die needlessly because of stupidity. Okay, get training. Get with somebody that knows what they're doing. Have them go over the things. One of the very first things that I taught my children, very first things when it came to weapons. I don't care if you know what it is, unloaded. You never point a weapon at anyone, ever. Because even though you know it's unloaded and it's okay, you never do it. Never do it. You either hold it straight up or you hold it straight down. That's how you hold that weapon, with that barrel pointed at the ground or at the sky. Never around here and all this type of stuff. I see people do it. It happens. I've had to correct people, and you do it because you want to keep everybody safe. If you're shooting and you're practicing, make sure you're keeping that range down there all clear. Okay, nobody ready to go. Fire, hot, whatever way you want to do it. Make sure there's nobody in your way before you start shooting. Protection, be smart, have the safety equipment, and learn the proper way how to handle things. That would be one of the biggest things that I would encourage people to do, especially when it comes to weapons. If you don't know what you're doing, that could be really, really dangerous. Now, I did want to mention really, really quickly, unless you use it for defense. Well, of course, RV source, that would be different. If you are going to point your weapon at somebody, be ready to use it. That's why you have it. So if you are in that situation and you have to point that weapon at somebody, you better be fully prepared to engage. That's the only time that you would definitely do that. So I did want to mention really quickly, again, on my website, preppernurse1.com. If you go there, you will see the Prepper Nurse One community. It is a great resource for people to connect with like-minded people. It is totally free to you do have to register, but it is totally free. No credit card information is asked there at all. So you go in there, you register, you can go into the community then. Great message boards, a lot of information being shared. If you're looking to connect with somebody in your state or in your country, you can go there, go to that state or country, get on there, and you're going to have people from your state or country. That way, it's a great resource to be able to connect with like-minded people. Connecting with like-minded people is very, very important. Again, I cannot emphasize enough, when the worst things happen and everything goes to crap, if you've networked with people and you've made connections and you have some kind of a relationship, and even if it's a loose affiliation, you don't have to worry about them coming down a road and coming and trying to kill you, or you trying to have to kill them, because you have that relationship already. And maybe you can work together, team up and work together at that point, which makes you stronger. The only way to survive what's coming is working together. I'm telling you, it is so important to have a group if you can have one. If you don't have a group, get those loose affiliations with people, make those connections, and, that can be the difference between life or death. Somebody alone is never going to make it. I'm telling you that right now. Hey, Jamie Lee. Hey, I just wanted to tell you I'm so upset about the earlier video. I can't believe that people have nothing better to do than try to mess with and destroy the lives of others. Really, really get a life. You know what? And thank you so much for that donation. And you know what? That's the reaction that they wanted. They wanted me to be upset. They wanted me to flip out. They wanted me to be angry. I chose not to do any of those things. Unfortunately, with putting yourself out on YouTube, that's one of the things you have to deal with. I could not even begin to tell you guys how much hate I get, how many emails I get, how many comments that I have to delete from negativity and horribly rotten people, okay? It happens all the time. I choose to ignore it. I don't feed into it. I'm not going to acknowledge them because that's what they want. They want to get that going. They're not worth the waste of time. So they're trying to cause trouble. That's what they do. And, so we just have to be better than that. And so I'll take care of what I have to take care of. Hey, Artie Franklin. Hold on a second. When SHTF, starving people will become diabolical. I'm going to tell you what, like I said, you're looking at 72 hours. And I've talked about that before, and I'll talk about it again. Thank you very much for the donation, too, by the way. You got a 72-hour window. People, if their kids are not being fed, they don't have food for the kids, are going to do whatever they have to do. And I don't care who it is to make sure their kids are fed. They will do whatever they have to do. So you need to be ready for that, okay? You want to be low profile as you possibly can in that situation. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. You want to be like everybody else. You want to be dirty. You want to appear to be hungry. You want to eat enough that you're not like gaining weight or maintaining weight. You might actually want to lose a little weight, but you want to be able to be taking care of business. You really have to be careful. Let's see. North Shore Preparedness, don't eat out of boxes or store-bought cans. I don't know what you're making a point of something, and I don't know really what you guys were talking about. But anyway, so what I want to do real quick now, because we're already at 13 after here. Holy crap, it looks like we're going to get another one in with no interruptions. Wow, can you believe it? We are Legion, guys. We are Legion because we are many. There's so many of us out here, off-gridders and preppers from all around the country, all around the world, Canada, South America, Europe, Australia, all over the place, Asia, everywhere. We are a huge family of people, and we are the ones that can make a difference. Okay, we really, truly are. So where's everybody from tonight? We got Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Somebody said, do I have an evacuation plan? I do. I absolutely do. So we got Eastern Connecticut, Sacramento, California. Let's see, upstate South Carolina, Amarillo, Texas, Michigan, Glen Rapids, Michigan, Alberta. That's in Canada, South Dakota, Finland, Raleigh, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Jersey, Yuba City, California, Buffalo, New York, California, Florida, the UK, Middle Tennessee, Oklahoma, Cape Cod, London, let's see, it's going fast, Albany, New York, Palm Beach, Florida, Melbourne, Australia, Wisconsin, Boston, Mass, let's see, Southwest Ontario, Alaska, upstate New York. We have East Central Illinois, Oklahoma, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Madison, New York. Let's see, that's J. Trey Trevor. Love your show, Prep Nurse One. Thank you very much, and thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. We have Cape Cod, Jackson, Michigan, London, Ontario, Canada, Alaska, Laredo, Texas, Maryland, Jamaica, Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. Let's see, Virginia, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Germany, Tennessee, let's see, Arizona, Spain. Guys, we're all over the place. Kansas, Mississippi, Sullivan, Indiana, Baltimore, Maryland. We have Melbourne, Indiana, Pennsylvania again, Louisville, New Jersey, Little Elm, Texas. So we're all over the place, guys. We got Chicago there, all over the country, all over the world. We are a huge, huge family. We are a huge network of people. Again, if we work together, we got to remember something. We're the ones that are awake, and more people are waking up all the time, which is awesome. Had a lot of people recently with this whole new outbreak of this have woken up. That's wonderful to hear. I'm really happy that they've woken up because that's what makes the difference. The more of us that are awake, the less victims there are, okay? We're the ones that are going to make a difference when the time comes. We really, truly are, okay? That's really, really important. I want you to remember that. So anyway, again, real quick, I'm going to ask for one more thumbs up here. We're at 843 on the thumbs up. We're down to 1,000 people in the chat. But if you have not shot a thumbs up, you have to show support for the channel. I would ask for that, and thank you ahead of time. It's good for the algorithms, which we want to make sure that those stay up nice and high. Also, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to also get all notifications. I want to thank my moderators again, and I will do this every show, and I don't care if people like it or not. They do a fantastic job keeping the chat clean. And it's really, really awesome. It's good to see Mr. Rose back in here as well, and that he is recovering and back to work, which is awesome from the virus. And so, thank you guys for being positive. Thanks for sticking with everything, and pay attention. Use your own minds. That's what we were giving them for. Don't listen to what everybody says and just follow along with what they said. Always question everything. Look at the information that's being given. Realize that a lot of it is BS, okay? We have to filter it out and look at the big picture. Again, I think, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I called this thing right along before it even came to the U.S., and I said what was going to happen, and a lot of you got ready, got your supplies when I said to do it, which was great, okay? A second wave, in my opinion, is definitely coming. And that is not fear-mongering. That's what I believe. And I'm going to tell you what, I hope that I can come on here and say I was wrong in the fall. I hope I can. I hope I can come on here and say I was wrong. I would love to be wrong on this. I don't think I will be. I think that second wave will hit, and I think it's going to be bad. Hey, Asif, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. But just be smart, guys. That someone left because they don't like the virus being called a bioweapon. Well, you know what? And that's fine. That is their opinion, and they can do what they choose to do. Again, I'm going to stand by the fact that I believe it's a bioweapon. This is not acting like a regular virus. The way the reaction of the world is not acting like it's a regular virus. So, they have more information than they will ever tell us. That's a fact. The numbers are never going to be exactly what they said. That's definitely a fact. And I want you to remember something too. And I was bringing this up and then I got interrupted in my last chat. I want to bring up this one last point and then we're going to jump off of here. A respiratory therapist was talking about the mistakes that were being made in the hospitals, okay? And people were dying because of those mistakes. When you have people working 16-hour shifts, okay, day after day after day after day, okay, you're lucky if you're getting maybe 5 hours of sleep in that time period. You're not getting proper rest. They're not going to be as sharp as they can be. And your best nurses are going to make mistakes. Your best doctors are going to make mistakes that are going to kill people. Now, you put in that nurse that doesn't belong in being a nurse, that's already a danger, and they're out there. I've dealt with them. I've worked with them. That you go, oh my God, how did this woman or how did this man get their nursing license? Okay. Those people are going to make even more mistakes, and it's going to cost people their lives. It happens every single day in this country on a normal day. Mistakes happen, people die. When you have a crisis situation, it exacerbates that. It makes it much, much worse. Okay. That's what I wanted to leave you guys with. It happens. It's unfortunate, but it's the reality. Okay. So anyway, remember, guys, we are all in this together. That's important to remember. So remember that we're not alone. None of us are alone. We have a huge family out here. We have the Prepper Nurse One family. We have the Marfugal family. There's all kinds of us out here, and we really, truly are all in this together. Also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Now is more important than any other time. With everything that's going on, with the craziness that's happening, tell the people that you care about every single day how you feel, okay? That's really important. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from getting there, the only one that can stop you from getting there is you. Even Asif agrees, bioweapon. Yep, thank you very much. Yep, and he's a doctor. Yep, thank you, Mr. Rosen. Thank you for the donation. Like I said, I'm giving you my opinion. I believe it's a bioweapon. Everything that it's doing, the way the mutations are happening, the way that it was presented, the sneakiness of it, the whole 9 yards, absolutely says bioweapon all the way. This didn't come from freaking bats or a soup or any other that other nonsense. What are we at? 896, guys. 4 more thumbs up to get me at 900 before we sign off here. So if you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, please do so to hit us to 900 before we jump off. But anyway, guys, thank you for all being here. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Life is fun. We'll just keep doing what we got to do. Be ready. Please, please, please. If you do nothing else, if you listen to nothing else that I say, please prepare yourselves. Be ready. Don't be victims. That would be my biggest thing. If you do nothing else, if you get ready so you're not a victim, then I'll be happy. Okay? And, well, we're way over now. Okay, perfect. Guys, I will see you all later. And we got this 2 streams in a row where we got them in with no interruptions, which is awesome. Glad to see it. So I will see you all on Sunday, and we will talk Sunday, and I hope everybody's doing well. Asif, my undergraduate thesis was bacterial and virus genetics. Wow. Okay, there you go. So, and Asif and I have talked a lot about the different stuff that's going on, and he absolutely believes it's a bioweapon as well. And again, he's a doctor. So, that doesn't mean all doctors are right, because there's a lot of them out there talking a lot of different stuff. But what you want to remember, one more quick thing before we jump off. I want you to remember this. Who's got their hand in those doctors' pockets? Think about that. When you're talking big companies, all right, big hospitals, somebody's reaching in that doctor's pocket, putting money in their pocket. So they're going to be doing what they're told to say. Think about that too. Keep an open mind. Always question everything. Okay. Big Pharma. Yep. Pay attention, guys. All right. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.